Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and good afternoon or good evening if it's approaching the evening. This is your host Asif Hussain, and this is the Sunday afternoon with Asif. You know what, I had to think about that for a minute there. I thought, what am I doing here? It's just one of those moments that you have in your brain sometimes, you know. Alhamdulillah, we're back on air, and we're into the last 20 minutes now of the show. And if you've not been listening and you've just tuned in now, then I need to ask the question that where have you been in the last hour and a half? Has there been something more important in your life that you had to address than listening to me on the show? Of course it is. I'm not meaning to interfere in your daily routine, but it'd be lovely for you to tune in and listen to my show and express your views and thoughts on what I've been discussing. We are now moving into the final segment of the show. I have discussed a few topics previously. I've gone through a survival guide for work. You know, you've gone into a new employment, new era in your career at work, and I've also gone through the Hadith of the day about the pillars of Islam, the importance of building around the fundamentals of Islam, how we need to create a complete, if you look at the pillars of Islam as being the foundations of a house is not just complete based upon its foundations, rather the house is complete based upon the structure, the brickwork, the mortar, the windows, the door, the insulation, the heating system. So it's an entire holistic approach that we need to have in terms of developing ourselves in our deen and in sort of strengthening our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We shouldn't just look at it merely from the point of view that, you know, it's only about having adhering to five basic pillars, but these are the bases that we should be you know, developing upon and enhancing and strengthening this relationship that we have. I'm going into the final segment now of the show, which is usually an opportunity for me to look at some of the articles that have been in the news this week, some of the news and views, whether it be local, national or international. And this first article that I've picked up on, I'm reading from this tablet, by the way. I was supposed to get some printouts, but I didn't manage to get them, is the whole case about the Muslims in Rotherham and the whole sex abuse that's been going on there. And a particular commentator has commented on this article saying that Muslims, it says that Pakistanis are burying their heads in the sand, saying that the Muslim community, or the Pakistani community, is not doing enough to address or eliminate these issues that are within the community. So I'm going to read the article very briefly and just, you know, put some of my comments on this issue. So Muslim campaigner has warned British Pakistanis against burning their heads in the sand after 6 people were found guilty of sexual abuse offences against teenage girls in Rotherham. Mohammed Shafiq, chief executive of Ramadan Foundation, made the extraordinary intervention after brothers Arshad and Basharat Hussain were found guilty of multiple rapes and indecent assaults in South Yorkshire town. The pair were two of 8 people in a trial over a string of horrific sex allegations. Their uncle Qurban Ali, 53, was found guilty of conspiracy to rape, whilst two Karen McGregor, 58, and Shelley Davies were convicted of conspiracy to procure prostitutes and false imprisonment. Brothers Majid and Sajid Boston were cleared of all charges at Sheffield Crown Court. A third brother, Banaras Hussain,